Hi, welcome to GMST Solutions Private Limited Digital Learning. So today topic we are going to implement SpringBoot MVC project using Spring Toolsuite. STS is nothing but Spring Toolsuite. So before going to create SpringBoot MVC project, so we need to have in our system the basic tools Spring Toolsuite 4 I'm using. You can download 4 or 3. So it is available in the internet. You can download for the Mac, Linux, or Windows OS, which one you are using. And if you want to launch the Spring Toolsuite or Eclipse IDE, we need the JDK. You need the JDK 8 minimum I'm using, or you can go for the 11. So that best is the 8 or 11. Anything it is fine. So next, if you want to understand the Spring Boot project, Spring Boot 3 or 2. So previous version is 2, current is a 3. So if you want to understand the library and everything, at least if you have the knowledge on the Spring framework, basic knowledge on Spring framework. So what are the annotations we have, how it will work internally, the Spring framework. If you have, that is good. If it is not there, so I will keep the description in my video link. Next video I will create on the Spring MVC using Spring framework, not Spring Boot, Spring framework. And another video, Spring Boot with REST API, how we can communicate. Fine. So STS tool and the JDK 8 or 11 and Spring Boot 2 or 3, but learning purpose go for the Spring Boot 2 only. I'm using Spring Boot 2 for this project. And if you have the knowledge on the Spring framework before starting Spring Boot, that is good. So otherwise you can have a look at how to create first of all from scratch. So after extracting your STS tool, the zip file, inside the zip file you can find the contents folder. Inside the contents folder, if you open that, you can find the icon, Spring Boot icon, the icon like this. So this is the Spring Boot icon. If you click on Spring Boot icon, first it will ask the workspace. You need to provide the workspace. So where you need to store your projects. So I'm taking the desktop. GMST2 is my folder. So already created, I'm selecting that folder. If you want to create again, you can create and select it. So using the click on browse, go for the desktop or any other location, create one folder, select that folder and launch it. So if you launch, the first time you will get the simple environment. See, so like this you will get first time when you are opening your STS tool. So here you can see the by default what type of project you need to create. So this is the suggestions if you want to create using this templates. Otherwise you can go for the file, the basic step, file, new, Spring starter project, file, new, Spring starter project. So after clicking on the Spring starter project, so we need to provide the project name and package name, what type of project we are creating, Gradler, Maven. Okay, so here you can see the project name I'm giving, Spring Boot MVC. The Spring Boot MVC is the project name. What type of project? Is it Maven project or Gradle project? So Maven project or Gradle project. And what type of packaging you are taking? Packaging either jar type or var type. So as of now I'm taking the jar type only. If you want to export your project as a var type, so like a WebArchive file, since that we have the view pages and this other things, so even you can take the var type also, no issue. So select var type. Or if you want to go for the default jar type, you can take the jar type. If you have the view pages, go for the var type. And the Java version 11 I'm choosing. So what is the language? So Kotlin, Groovy we have. I'm selecting the default language is the Java. So it is the project type and version of the Java what type of packaging we are doing, either web archive file or Java archive file. So we have the views, JSP views we are using in the MVC project. I'm taking the var file. And group ID is nothing but that group is nothing but package name. I'm taking the just default package name for the com.test. And artifact ID is nothing but project name. The same name you can see the project name also. The same name of the project. And if you want to mention a description, you can mention here. You can remove that and you can create a simple Spring Boot project, a demo project for Spring Boot. It's the default. Okay. And what is the package? The final I'm given the package. What I given the group ID, the same I'm giving. com.test. So once you given the project environment setup, name of the project, package name, and type of the project, Maven or Gradle, and what is the Java version, packaging type, and language type. So then we'll go for the selecting the what type of dependency we want. So we are creating the web MVC project. We need the web dependency. Okay, just go for next. So here you can see the Spring Boot version 3.1.3. So for my reference, what I told, so Spring Boot 2, I'm taking Spring Boot 2 series 7.15. So here I'm typing for the required dependency web. If I tap the web, you can see the Spring Web here. Select the Spring Web. Using the Spring Web starter dependency, we can develop RESTful web services and Spring MVC project also. That's why I told before starting Spring Boot MVC, if you have the basic knowledge on the Spring MVC, that is good. So what is the flow? So anyway, we will create the videos. So upcoming videos, you can go through that. Okay, fine. So next, if you change anything in your project, automatically if you want to update your project and reloading, live reloading dependency we have, that is a Spring Boot Dev Tools. So any change in project, it will restart application and updating our project services. Okay. So Dev Tools, Spring Boot Dev Tools. So as of now, I'm selecting the two dependencies from the Spring Starter profiles, and we have other dependencies also if you want to utilize. So we can copy from the MVN repository. So I will show. Okay, I hope everyone knows MVN repository. If you are implementing the Maven project, from there we can copy. Okay, just finish it. Just finish it. If you go for the next, the project where it is downloading, you will get start.spring.io. From there it is taking the starter project or zip file, and it will extract internally. So it is a complete URL link. Okay, it is downloading from the URL link. So it is not from our STS tool. If you have an internet connection, then it will be connecting from your website. From there it is downloading the data from cloud only. Okay, finish it. So here you can see the downloading content required dependencies. So once it is done 100%, if you open your project, so you can see the environment. So here src main Java, you need to write the Java code. Src main resources, you need to go for the any configurations. Here we have the application.properties file by default. If you want to change port number, if you want to give the view page path, prefix and suffix, okay, you can take it from here. And so if you go for the src main, inside that we have the web app actually. So inside the web app, if you want to keep any view pages, here only we can keep all the view pages inside the web app. So web app, and if you want to create the separate folder, we have the folder creation. You can say I'm taking another folder. The folder name is web-inf. Inside the web app, web-inf, and so inside that I'm taking the JSP. So while creating the JSP file, I will tell how to create. Okay, JSP. Finish it. Or if you want to take the smaller also, you can take it. No issue. JSP. So folder name. So inside the JSP, we will keep all the view pages. Okay. So it is just a requirement for the web MVC application development side. If you have the front end framework, no need to create these things. So we are using the basic JSP pages. And so if you open the pom.xml file, so what are the started dependency we selected? Started dependency we selected in your project creation time. So the default dependencies, the version of the Spring Boot version, and what is the your package name and your project name. Okay, so our Java version is 11. So we selected the Spring Starter Web and Dev Tools. By default, you will get the Tomcat. Okay, that is the Spring Boot Starter Tomcat and Spring Boot Starter Test. Even if you want to add the dependency, like embedded jazz for JSTL, any other validations, if you want, we can add the extra dependency also. So for the MVC project, we need embedded Tomcat, Jasper, and JSTL. If you want to explore the data from their backend to front end expression language, if you want to implement, we need the JSTL dependency. So I'm adding the two dependencies, embedded Jasper, Tomcat, and JSTL. Two dependencies I'm adding for the executing our JSP pages and compiling purpose, the view pages. So from where we can copy this, I hope everyone knows this MVN repository. From there we can copy our required dependencies. So already I'm taking. If you want to reference URL link, I will give the reference URL link also in description. So just Tomcat, embedded Jasper, and JSTL is enough. So these are the dependency required for your Spring Boot MVC project. So as of now, just a basic example. So later on, if you want to connect with your database, we need to add the data JPA and your jar dependency, MySQL or Oracle dependencies, MongoDB dependency if you have MongoDB. Okay, and if you want to go for the local database, we have H2 database. So you need to add the dependency. That's it. So as of now, this is the required dependency for your Spring Boot MVC project. Okay, save it. So dependency is ready, and so the folder structure we have created for the view pages. Now we need to start a simple hello controller, or if you want to create from the Pojo class onwards, we can take one simple Pojo class. So anyway, first we'll see the output for the hello controller, then we'll create the another user controller. Okay, so we added the dependency and we have taken the folder structure required for the JSP files, and inside the src main we can write the controllers for basic example, hello world example. So once we get the output, then we'll add the model layer and controller also we will add it, more view pages. So just inside the src main Java, so by default you will get the com.test package what we created, and inside that Spring Boot main method class, that is Spring Boot application main method class. So this is a starting point for our Spring Boot project. If you want to run our Spring Boot project, from here only we can start it. So the Spring Boot application annotation will take care about XML file configurations, dispatcher select installation, and the component scan, and within MVC environment. So because it contains the three annotations actually. If you go for the inside this, so here you can see the Spring Boot configuration, Spring Boot component scan, enable auto configuration. We have the three annotations. Combination of the three annotations nothing but Spring Boot application annotation. So component scan base packages, enable auto configuration. Enable auto configuration, it is for web environment configuration, dispatcher select installation, and the view. So any view resolvers, it will take care about the enable configurations. Okay. And Spring Boot configuration will take care about the bean creations. So these are the combination of three annotations for your Spring Boot application. Okay. So okay, keep it. So next, if you want to execute the services, I am taking the one separate package, controller package. Inside that, I'm taking the simple controller. So com.test.controller. Don't change your base package structure. Okay, keep it like that only. And hello controller. So hello controller. So inside the hello controller, just I'm taking one greeting message. It is normal Java class. Inside the Java class, I'm taking the simple Java method only. Public string. So greet user or greet. Okay. Say hello, something, anything. You can take it to any services. It is basic example for understanding how to implement the Spring Boot project. and here we need to return the string type data. So return, so anything you can take it, hello.jsp or so hi.jsp, anything you can take it. So it is a JSP page name, it is not the message. So it is normal Java structure, normal Java code. If you want to convert to the Spring environment, controller layer and HTTP methods. So normal Java method to HTTP methods and our normal Java class to controller class. We have the annotations, stereotype annotation, controller annotation. Controller annotation. So inside that method, on the top of the method, I'm taking the request mapping. Request mapping, default URL link I'm taking. Default URL link. Once we launch the project, by default you will get the hello.jsp. So with the help of the hello.jsp, where we need to create this hello.jsp. So we have created already folder structure, main web app. Inside that we have the web INF. Inside the web INF you have the JSP folder. Inside the JSP folder, create the view page. If it is not visible here, you can go for the other. Search for the JSP file. So just I'm taking hello.jsp. So what is the page name you are taking? Same characters only you need to take, otherwise you will get the 404 error. So here I'm giving the simple welcome message. Simple welcome message. So welcome to Spring MVC example response. It's very basic. Again from here, if you want to go for the another page, so we can take the one more URL link here. So public string say again. So you can take any method name, just for understanding I'm taking. So the page name I'm taking is a different hello one or again. You can take any page name. So URL link I'm taking again, URL link request mapping. So again URL link I'm taking. So greet again. So if you want to mention clearly, greet again. So it is URL link. This URL link you need to keep inside the default view page is a hello. Inside that I'm taking anchor tag. So click here or greet again. So inside the anchor tag you need to take href equal to URL link. Save it. Save it. And we need the another page name is hello1.jsp. So where same location it is JSP folder. New JSP file. Other JSP file and next give the file name. So here I'm giving the another message. So greets once again. Okay. From another URL link. So just for understanding. So it is simple view structure and simple hello controller, very basic example. So once if you understood and getting the output, then we can add the one more controller layer and model class, and we will give the input from the browser. We will read that and again we will expose to the front end. Okay, both we will do. So good. So we have the controller layer and we have the view pages, and we added the dependency, required dependencies. Okay, and run the main method class. Just run the main method class. If you want to verify that data, you can check it. So inside the src main Java code, and inside the main web app web INF JSP is the view pages and format XML for dependencies. Now the JSPs directly we cannot get. So while running the SpringBoot MVC project, View pages where it is available, we need to provide the prefix, path and suffix. Otherwise you will get the 404 error. First see the error, then I will give the path how to resolve it. Okay. So just run on main method, Spring Boot app. It is by default Tomcat available in the Spring Boot project, embedded Tomcat. No need to configure manually. And it will start by default port number is the 8080. So now we can see the port number Tomcat is the 8080. So localhost in browser, can go for the browser, localhost 8080. Default URL link is the home page. You can see the 404 error. So there was an unexpected error type not found, no message available. So what we have to do, we have to give our JSP view path location where exactly is available. So we have webinf inside the JSP folder. So where you need to configure, by default we will get the application.properties file. Inside the application.properties file, okay, where it is available, resources folder, SRC main resources. Inside that we have the application.properties file. So here we can give the path spring.mvc.view.prefix equal to, so where it is available, webinf JSP folder. Inside that we have spring.mvc.view.suffix, okay, .jsp. So once you give the path, it will restart automatically because of dev tools. See, it is update automatically. And you need to refresh your browser, and you can see the welcome to Spring MVC example response where it is available. Actually, if you go for the here inside the your Spring Toolsuite hello controller, the default URL link is hello.jsp. The hello.jsp contains welcome to Spring MVC example response. The URL link we given greet again. So if you click on again the greet again, it will go to the, so below the page. So if you see greet again, if you click on it, it will go to the, so below that URL link. So just click on greet again. So greets once again from another URL link. So it is greet again URL link. It will be triggers, execute the HTTP method. Inside that we have the hello1.jsp, and then hello1.jsp output is this one. How it is collecting? With the help of the internal resource view resolver, we have given the path of your view pages. From here it will scan the pages are available or not. The pages available inside that folder with the .jsp, it will collect the view page and giving back to the browser. So like this we will get the output. It is simple hello world Spring Boot MVC example. And if you have the model data, how to read and how to expose the data, okay, just you can see. So we'll take one model package, simple model package. So here I'm taking the class name is user class or anything you can take. So package name is com.test.model. Okay, finish it. So inside the user class I'm taking the two properties. So I'm stopping the server because it will reload automatically again and again. Stopping. So private string username, and again I am taking one more property, private string password. So two properties I am taking. So for this setters and getters, the basic, go for the source, right click and source, generate getters and setters, generate. it is basic user class. So for this username and password, we need to set from the JSP, and again we will expose to the front end. Okay, we'll see. Inside the controller package, I'm creating the one more controller, simple user controller class. User controller class. So it is a normal Java class. If you want to convert to the controller class, what we need to do, we need to add the top of the class controller annotation. In below that, HTTP methods. So the first I'm taking displaying the login page. Public string user login page. User login page. Just returning the login page. So URL link, you can take any URL link as per requirement. So I'm taking the simple URL link like user page or login page. Login page. The login page URL link will give the login.jsp, it will return. So where we need to create the login.jsp, same inside the web-inf, inside the JSP folder, create login.jsp. Go for other. So JSP file. Next, give the page name and finish it. So here I'm taking the simple to input field. So login page heading. So if you want to submit the form, we need the form action. Okay, form action. So the form action, I will show whichever link we need to select. So inside this, I'm taking enter, username, so input type equal to so you can take any property name. So enter password. So input type equal to password. Name equal to PWD. And we need one submit button. So the form starting tag, ending tag here. Inside that only we are taking the data and submit form also. Input type equal to submit button. Value equal to login. Value equal to login. Okay, fine. Now we need the URL link for submitting the, after clicking on submit, we need to read the username and password and validate that. If it is success, giving back to the user. If it is failure, return the same login page only. So just for understanding. So user and password I'm taking. Okay, simple. So user controller, inside that I'm taking the one more URL link. Public string user login page, user submit page. So here I need to get the properties from your login page. What we have, user and password. So inside the method argument, I'm taking the request param. Request param. So what is the property name we have? The same property name you need to mention it. So you can see user property inside the annotation argument, string argument. So again we have the password request param. So enter it PWD and password also string password. Okay, done. Now in the method level we need to take the URL link, request mapping, So here submit page, I'm taking the submit page. So this URL link you need to keep inside the login.jsp action tag. Done. By default it is get method only, and here I'm checking if user dot equals of admin and password equal to user dot password dot equals of Java. Username is admin, password is Java. I'm taking. Okay. If it is valid input data, so I'm taking simple model interface. So here I'm taking the simple model interface. Model is nothing but data about the data. We can expose the data to the wherever you want to utilize. It will contains model data. So using that model interface object. So first I'm setting the data to the user. Okay. So object equal to, or you can take the obj equal to new user. Obj dot set username user. Obj dot set password pass. And I'm returning success page. Okay, success page. If it is failed, same page only we need to return. Same page only we need to return, that is login page. Login page. Success with information, failure, login page only. Enter credentials again. So now we need the extra page, that is a success page. So inside the JSP folder, so another view page. So other JSP file success.jsp. Here just I'm giving the login success with your details. Okay, check your details. So here I'm taking anchor tag with expression tags I'm taking. So we need to add the data first. User controller inside the model interface. Model dot add attribute. Add attribute. So any key name you can take it. Info and obj is our user object. So now key is the info. With the help of the info, inside the success.jsp, info dot username, your property name, another one we have password, info dot password. Save it. Okay, done. So application, model page, login page, and success page, user controller, and everything is done. Okay, everything is done. Next, again start from the beginning, from main method class. So we need to read the data and we need to expose the data to the backend. So now see, once again I'm giving the flow. We have the user class. User class have the user controller. With the help of the user controller, we are displaying the login page. Inside that login page, we are entering the data. After submitting the form, it will read the user information, username, password. We are setting to the your user password and username for your user class. So we have the model interface. It is data about the data. With the help of that, we can expose the model data to the wherever you want to utilize that, either view page and other controllers also. Request param is nothing but what is the property name we have in our login page. From there we can extract the data. If you go for the path variable in URL link, we can extract from the property name. We can take question mark with value. So we'll see that. Now start the main method class. A simple Spring Boot app. (8080). By default, you will get hello.jsp. Inside this, if you want to go for the one more URL link, login here. Login here. href equal to what is the URL link we have user controller login page. Copy the login page. Save it. So once you refresh the page, so coming back, so you can see the login here also. So greet again, already we done. So greet again. Okay. Inside the welcome to Spring MVC example response, we have the login here also. If you click on login here, it will go for the login page. So in the login page, I'm entering admin for first time and the password is a Java. So if you give the valid data, you will get, so login success, check your details, admin and Java. So with the help of the request param, when you are using request param, user equal to admin and password equal to Java. If you go for the path variable, so the forward slash and value, if you give it, it will extract the data. If you use the request param, so user property equal to admin, that is one property, and password equal to Java, the question mark. So what is the page we have? Question mark with the property names. It will start it. It is simple Spring Boot MVC project. So once again, I'm repeating what are the steps you need to follow. See, first you have to create the Spring Boot starter project. So you need to select what type of project you are going to implement. So Maven project, Gradle project, and what type of exposing you are doing, that is like a jar file and a war file. So I'm taking the war file. What is the Java version and package names, and select the dependency. Next page you can select the dependency. If you want to add any external dependencies, if you want, we will go for the pub.xml file. Inside the pub.xml file, we will add the new dependencies also. So extra what you want. After that, it is MVC project. Inside the web app, web.inf JSP folder, you need to create for the view pages dedicated location. So from here, we can extract the data with the help of the internal resource view resolver. It is the objects for the internal resource view resolvers. Prefix is the where is the folder structure, and the suffix is the what is extension. So we have the web.inf JSP. Inside that we have the .jsp's. So once you given that path, so what are the controller we have? Inside that hello is a JSP page name. It will extract from the location and giving back to the user. The same for hello one. The same we have another one model class. The model class have the two properties, username and password. That username password we are setting the data from the user controller, reading from our front end using the JSP page, login.jsp page. Inside that we have the user and password, extracting the data with the help of the request param, user question mark user equal to and password equal to reading, and submit form is extracting the data to the our Java. Then we are converting into the string format and validating that it is a valid data, giving back to the user. If it is a login failed, that is invalid data, you can check it, it will give the same login page only. So I'm giving the wrong data, nothing, you will get same login page only. So you can see, so like this. So it is simple Spring Boot MVC application. Even still, if you are not getting or unable to understand, you can write a mail or you can drop your comments in comment box. So we will discuss in detailed manner. So we will add the few more concepts and in-depth knowledge also will cover it. So as per your requirement. Thank you for watching the video. And so next video is Spring Boot with REST API implementation. Okay, thank you.